welcome to my kitchen. Today is part 3 of everything but the turkey. I have got my special helper today. Everyone needs a special little helper at Christmas, don't they?
I am special.
He stood on a box, so he doesn't look as little. No. Today is part 3. Now, we didn't quite squeeze in the gravy on last week's episode. So last week we did main course, we did vegetables, pigs in blankets. You like those, didn't you?
We did.
Roasted root vegetables glazed in honey and miso. We did Marmite roast potatoes. I hope you've got those ready. What else did we do? We did a gingerbread stuffing as well. And was that it? I think that was it, wasn't it? Oh, we did Brussels sprouts. How can we forget the Brussels sprouts? But we didn't quite squeeze the gravy in. So this week I have made my beautiful gravy with butter and cranberry sauce swirled in at the end. And here's how I did it. So that's how you make my gravy. You can make it in advance, get it all done, get it in the freezer, and it's done. One less job on the big day. Now, dessert. You like a dessert, don't you?
I have been known to have a pudding before, yes.
Yeah, so this year we're going to do, hello Pip. Pip's doing a quick circuit round just to see if there's anything available, but there isn't.
Mine's sweeping.
You're sleeping, are they?
No, mine's sweeping.
Oh, mine's
That's
sweeping.
Hello, Pip.
We're going to do an eggnog tart. So we're going to take inspiration from that yellow drink that we only seem to drink at Christmas time, eggnog. So it's going to be lovely short crust pastry. We're actually going to divide that and use half of it for this year's mince pie recipe, which I will share with you. You've had a preview of that one, haven't you?
Yeah, short preview.
Short preview. There'll be plenty after today. And we'll show you how to split that out, but we're going to first make the... Well, I'm not going to make the pastry. My assistant's going to make the pastry.
I'll show you how to make proper pastry.
Yeah, let's do proper pastry. Now, this recipe, I've developed it so that it's 500 grams of plain flour, 250 grams of butter, and cold water. We'll divide this pastry and use part of it for the mince pies as well. So, in with the flour first, please.
Can I can't do anything with
Good
my...
afternoon. What can I do for you?
Oh, hello.
Kerry's assistant. It's not Ange.
We're going in with the flour.
In with the plain flour.
This is pre-weighed and pre-sieved.
Pre-weighed, pre-sieved. You don't need to sieve flour these days.
Oh, okay.
So, in with the butter.
All of it?
Now, when you're making your pastry, use your fingertips only with the butter, okay? Because Warm hands don't make good pastry. Cold hands make good pastry. So if you have warm hands, make sure your ingredients are cold from the fridge, ice water, cold butter, but fingertips only.
I have really hot hands.
So
I've
definitely
got a cold heart.
fingertips only, all right? So in you get, not in you get, all of you. So rub it together. Now when I was, I did about 5 years in a bakery and I used to do this every single day.
Was that your cleaning job?
Pastry was my thing. I did, tons of the stuff every day. So, good. It's looking good. What do you think, Emily?
Yeah, it's good.
Not bad. Ready for his
I've
TV
been known for
show?
my pastry skills.
Well, you were a butcher, weren't you? Did you do pastry when you were a butcher?
Yeah, we used to make proper pastry.
With lard?
Lard pastry.
Yeah, oh, brutal. Brutal.
Hot.
Not easy, gentle.
I'm very gentle, yeah. It's
Yeah.
coming up
A
to a
bit
nice
keen,
crumb.
aren't you?
It's
Right,
coming up to a
little
nice
bit of
crumb.
water. So let me get you a metal spoon as well. So once you've got to that stage, which literally you've whizzed through that really quickly, which is good. Little bit of water. Always add a little bit at a time because you can't take water out. Once it's in, it's in. So once you've got to that crumble texture, you add your water a little at a time, but you use a metal spoon then, because what you don't want to use is the warmth of your hands to continue to mix it, otherwise it'll be too short.
Can you flavour your pastry?
I was just going to ask that question.
Oh, you've got to be quick. Yes, good question, Emily. Thank you. Clementine zest this time of year, a little bit of nutmeg, a little bit of cinnamon. You could add a touch of brown sugar if you wanted a sweeter pastry. So yeah, totally. But what we're doing is the flavour is all in the filling. So that's why we've just left it plain. A little bit more. And one really important factor, and I cannot stress how important this is to, between each stage of pastry, you rest it. So when you make the dough, then you rest it. When you roll the dough and line a tin, rest it. Because every time you roll it and move it about, it wants to shrink back. So you need to give it that time to rest and move back. A little bit more, not much. That'll do. And that is pastry, I would say.
It's probably the best pastry I've ever tasted.
It may well be. All in the teaching. All in the teaching.
I need to come up with a really good question now.
Yeah, you do, don't you? And I'll have to Google it.
I need to ask an Emily question, which is, can you use a wooden spoon, Pete, or does it have to be metal?
Has to be a metal spoon.
Why?
Because it's cold. Can't use your hands. Right, can I have a little look? Let me have a feel. Good. Right.
I'm just going to wipe my hands off.
Yep, there's a sink there. So, let me just show you. Once your pastry's like this, just compress it, all right? Push it together. Don't knead it or work it like you would bread. Just bring it together, and that's it. Now, it needs to rest in the fridge, okay?
How long will it last for in the fridge, Pete?
It'll last for 2 or 3 days in the fridge. I mean, to be fair, it kind of toughens up if you don't use it too quickly, but pastry freezes really, really well. So you could make it in advance. You can even roll the pastry out, line the tin, and freeze the tin if you don't want to do the whole thing. Okay? So there's plenty of options. Now, rolling pin and flour. Now, we're going to use one of these tartlet tins. Now, this one is a 20 centimetre crusty bake from Masterclass. The reason why I use these is I don't have to blind bake, because can we cut to the holes on there, Emily? Can we see that? On the chopping board. It's all perforated, okay? The sides as well, so it means the air will get to it and the pastry doesn't steam, it bakes. Okay? He's off. He's off.
Mr. Big in pastry.
Yeah. Little tip for you, always start with the shape you want to finish with. All right?
Well, you didn't tell me that.
Well, you were quick out of the blocks. So when you're rolling pastry, you want to, if it's going to be a round, you need to start with a round, okay? Because for some reason, it ends up round.
Well, it's not going very round at the moment.
All right. Well,
but you know what they say, what goes around
comes around. Yes, very good. So what's Christmas looking like for you then? Been busy? A little bit thinner, please.
It's been very busy, to be fair.
Yeah.
But we're ready for a break.
Right.
And looking forward to a nice meal.
quiet dog walk on Christmas Day, or is it busy in the Lake District?
Compulsory Christmas dog walk.
Yeah.
And that will be, so we normally have lunch about 12, 1 o'clock, somewhere
Yeah.
about there, and then go for a walk with the dogs, and then come back and have pudding.
Nice. Christmas pudding?
Not this year. No.
Turkey?
Yeah, we'll have turkey, I think,
Yeah.
and roast potatoes with our little friend Marmite there.
Do you know what I found? Oh, since lockdown hit, I haven't been able to get the squeezy bottle, but now you can. Which means,
Little things in life.
yeah, but what it means is I
You
can
can squeeze it.
sneakily do this when I need to. Anyway, right.
Let's not eat
Is it
the
going to
Marmite.
fit?
Of course it is. That is, that's a...
I'm not happy about that bit. I'll be honest with you.
Come here, these chefs.
Okay. Good?
Good to go.
Right, so fold it in half,
Oh, no, I can't do that.
fold it in quarter, and then you can lift it up and put it in there and do it the opposite way. And what that means is if you fold it and then transfer it, it doesn't stretch the pastry out, because if you
Alright,
stretch
okay.
the pastry, you've more chance of it breaking. Oh, hey. See, if only you'd started on a round.
One job.
So, where do we want to cut in so we can see a bit of detail? Right, we're overhead. Okay. So lift the pastry and tuck it in.
Yeah.
You imagine you're trying to tuck the dogs in and not wake them up.
Why would I do that?
Well, because what I say is like the children. Like if I was trying to, when they were little, I was trying to tuck them in from transferring them from the car to the bed or something like that. You gently tuck them in, trying not to wake them, okay? So you do that, and it doesn't stretch the pastry out, yeah? And then you get your fingers and you push in like that. The key is to get the corner lined, because if you just stretch it like that,
Yeah.
it'll go baggy and it'll burst and you will have eggnog mix everywhere.
There's nothing worse than a baggy bottom.
No.
Let's get it out there.
Okay, so we'll line that and we're going to rest that before we fill it, okay? So rest it in the fridge for 20 minutes or in the freezer for 5 to 10 minutes while you make your filling.
It's a bit of a masterpiece, that.
It's not bad. It'll do. Right, let's just move that across. We'll be rolling more pastry out in a minute.
Great.
So, eggnog mixture. Do you like an eggnog? Look what you've done to your lovely
I know, look at it.
apron. Oh.
It's what they're for.
Well, yes. Right, so eggnog. I would like 9 egg yolks in there, please. No, I'd like the whites in there.
Do you see?
I'd like the egg yolks in there, please. Okay. And I'm going to keep the egg whites for a Christmas pavlova. So, quick solution, because I know Emily will go, what can you use your egg whites for? Make a pavlova, and then once you've made a beautiful pavlova, bake it, and you've got it to one side in case you need an emergency dessert. Now, an emergency dessert is whipped cream with icing sugar, a little bit of brandy maybe, some cinnamon.
Which one did you want the egg yolks in?
I'd like the yolks in there.
Oh, that's good.
Well done. And then mix some mince pie filling and some cranberry sauce and a couple of squeezes of fresh orange into a saucepan, boil it up and make a Christmas jam. Put that on the meringue with the cream, it's amazing. Right, 9 egg yolks. So, what we're going to do is we're going to flavour this. So this is like a creme brulee ratio mix. So 9 egg yolks to a pint of double cream. It is Christmas, all right? I wouldn't normally use that much, but it's Christmas. And then we're going to flavour it with a little bit of rum, a little bit of brandy, a little bit of cinnamon, nutmeg, and Indonesian black pepper. What do you think about that?
Concentration.
Or is it sort of full-on concentration?
I'm just thinking that, you know, while I work, you just carry on talking, because...
Well, I'm the one with the knowledge. Knowledge is power. So, in with our sugar. So we've got brown sugar, soft brown sugar. Don't want it too dark, okay? And then we are going to add some brandy. So I've raided the drinks cabinet. Don't tell Emma. Emma doesn't agree with me using alcohol with food.
Neither does Emily. She drinks a lot. I've seen her.
And then cinnamon, don't need that. Nutmeg. See, for me, this is all about the nutmeg. Always use fresh nutmeg. Don't buy ground. It's like dust with a hint of nutmeg. Fresh nutmeg is vibrant, it's delicious, it's fresh, it's amazing. Really, really tasty. And then I've got my Indonesian black pepper, which I thought I would throw in. Now, what's the best camera to show you this, Emily?
Yeah, overhead's probably.
Overhead there?
Yeah.
So they are peppercorns, but not as you know it. They look like little licorice torpedoes. And when you zest them, they're incredibly floral. They're really nice. They're almost not for main savoury. They're more of a dessert pepper. They're amazing on strawberries. Right. Whisk that up, please, sir. God, look at the mess on this worktop. This is not normally like this, is it? Right. So we're going to add a splash of brandy to the cream and a splash of rum. All right? Did I get those? Yeah. Right way around. Okay, good. Keep going. It needs to be slightly lighter in colour. That's it. Get in there. There we go. It's hard work, isn't it, cooking?
Easy.
Right, in we go. Cream and booze. If you don't want to use the alcohol, don't use it. It goes against everything Emily believes in, but some people don't want alcohol in it, which is absolutely fine. Or you could add a little bit of clementine zest in there. You could add more spices if you want. For me, the only reason why I put it in is because I'm using that eggnog as an inspiration for it, okay? So, a little bit of cinnamon. Makes it all festive. Are you a nutmegger?
I do like nutmeg.
You like nutmeg?
Yeah, yeah.
Do you like nutmeg in your custard? Do you like a custard tart?
I love custard tarts.
Oh.
Is it?
I've lost it. Can you get it out for me? Where is it? Oh, man.
In you go.
I was going in with the hand then. I thought I better not. Oh, dear.
It's like working with amateurs, you know.
Hang on.
Do you normally put that much nutmeg in, Pete?
That is not
Would you
how
not normally grate it first?
That's not how you prepare nutmeg.
It's payback.
Right. Whole nutmeg, fine zester, all right?
Cut that piece.
Nah, leave it in. It's Christmas.
Food/comedic value.
Smell that now. Good, isn't it?
Smells like Christmas nutmeg.
See, it is nutmeg in a jar. It is Christmas in a jar.
Nutmeg in a jar.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Oh, it smells amazing. I love nutmeg. I actually use it quite a lot in Italian food, in like white sauces and pastas and things like that.
Are you
Little bit
nervous
of
because you're working with a professional today? Is that what it is?
Indonesian black. Ever had that?
No.
Do you like pepper?
I love pepper.
Right, okay. Have a smell of that. See, if I'd have been bad, I'd have just gone whoop. But I'm not.
At least it hasn't gone in.
What do you think of that?
I'm going to sneeze now, aren't I? That's. Well, I think that's perfect.
It is optional to put the Indonesian black pepper. I did buy it on Amazon. You can get it really easily, but it is optional. I've got it in my spice cupboard, and it just works really, really well with strawberries. It works well in custards, things like that. So don't feel like you can't make it if you haven't got it. And I haven't put it on the ingredients list because it is optional. So if you do want the recipes, scan the QR code along the bottom and it'll take you straight to the website, masterclass.co. You'll find all our recipes there. So just download them and cook them. Right, okay, so pastry. Okay, so because we're using crusty bake, you can pour that straight in.
When you say crusty bake, that's the pastry.
So this is the tin, look, because it's got holes in it.
All right, okay.
See?
Yep.
All the air gets around it,
Yep.
which means it will bake. Normally you would have to blind bake that,
Yeah.
but you don't need to with this. You can just bake it all.
So how full are we going?
Go full, go big or go home. So I say. And we're going to trim the pastry after it's cooked, okay? Keep going. Go on. Just watch that sugar at the bottom. Give it another quick whisk. There's icy and eggshell.
There's a big chunk of nutmeg as well. Well, I wasn't going to say anything about that. More?
Yeah, go on.
Texture.
Full now.
Full now. Right.
This is where he spills it.
If you could get me the oven door, it'll go in. Okay, so the eggnog tart is in the oven baking at 165 degrees. That will take about 45 minutes to an hour, depends really. What I tend to do is use a digital probe and check the very center of the custard part, and if it's above 75 degrees, because that's when eggs set, then it'll be baked, okay? And the pastry will be lovely and crisp. Now, if you're not using crusty bake, what I would suggest you do is blind bake your pastry first, then pour the custard mix in and bake it at 160 degrees for about 35 to 40 minutes, okay? So, right, it's now time for this year's mince pie recipe. You've already had a little sneak peek, haven't you? You and Ange had a taste of these, didn't you?
We did, yes.
They are a blueberry gin mince pie with Viennese biscuit on the top instead of pastry. Bit of a mouthful, literally, but they are delicious. Now, the first thing that needs to be done is we need to make the blueberry gin. And I did this because I thought, well, I want the blueberries and Emma wants the gin. So to keep everyone happy, what we thought we'd do is make blueberry gin. And it's not too late to make this for Christmas, okay? So you grab the blueberries, wooden cocktail stick, kebab stick, whatever that is, and just push it straight through and pop them in there, all right?
Did I do something bad to get these jobs?
I'm the ideas man, all right? So just stab them. And what that does is it just means that the blueberries will bleed into the gin. And I literally made this yesterday. And you can see, can you see, Emily, how blueberry is? All right?
I can just smell gin.
It doesn't take long, all right? And all you do is leave the blueberries in for a couple of days, lift them out, and then you've got an amazing blueberry gin which you can enjoy over the summer? Over the festive period, should I say. Okay? That'll do.
That little jar mine.
That'll do. So once they're like that, just leave them there, leave them overnight, and they'll be done. Okay? Ready like so. Pastry time. Right, here's your pastry you made. Looks good.
What shape would you like that?
Well, I'd like 4 small balls, please, of pastry dough. About that size. I knew that I'd get him. Such a child, isn't he? Honestly. Right. Here we go. Right, so we've got pastry tin here. So we're going to use this tartlet tin. I actually used this for the lobster tarts in episode 1 of Everything But the Turkey. So dual usage, okay? So we need to start with the shape that we want to finish with, don't we?
Would that be round?
Yes, okay. So a little roll of that, please.
Can you just put the, just so we can see the tart tin, can you put it on the chopping board?
Yeah, sure. So I've decided to make my mince pies more of a tartlet size, so great for desserts. If you want to make smaller ones, if you scan the QR code along the bottom, it'll take you to the recipe website, masterclass.co. And I think, how many does the recipe make of small mince pies? Is it 30? 18. So it makes 18 small ones off 4 decent size tarts like this. Okay?
How big do they need to be, Pete?
You like thick pastry, don't you?
I don't, well, no, I just like to get...
Robust Cumbrian pastry.
No, I like filling. I don't like thick pastry, to be honest.
Right.
But
So,
I'm just aware that...
once the pastry's in, I'm just going to gently push it in, trying not to stretch the pastry at all. So where's the walk for? Where's a good Christmas Day walk then? Any top tips?
We tend to go just through the woods, like
Yeah.
just along by the lakeshore and around by the woods.
Yeah.
This year we might do something different, but I think it's just really nice. It's such a nice time of year to get out, and everything seems peaceful and quiet, and you know it's.
Does feel very different, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Christmas Day. So I'm going to use a cutter. I'm just going to trim the excess because I want the pastry to run right up the sides. Do you see many people out on Christmas Day walking up here?
Yeah, because it's good when you're out Christmas Day because you can spot everyone with their new jumpers and you can think, well, he got a new bike, he got a new, you know.
Yeah, Tom was out on a hoverboard last year.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, it was last year. Okay, good.
These will be the best mince pies you've ever had.
There might be, yeah, there might be. Okay, right. I'll let you line that last one then.
Oh no, don't do that.
No. Precision required, you see.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Yeah. Too many cooks.
Yep.
Pleased to see you're still sober, Emily.
What makes you think that? Okay, so we just trim the excess off.
Hey, well, you know, it's what I had to work with.
I feel like there's some work to be done.
I didn't realise this was MasterChef, you know.
There's always room for improvement.
And,
I think.
well, there is in life everywhere.
There is.
It's about having a go. That's what it's about.
It is. Right, okay. So, Pip's going to be around in a minute, I can tell, because the pastry trimmings are hitting the deck.
Come on.
Right, so, once you have done this, it's really important to rest your pastry again, okay? As I said before, rest your pastry in between each stage means that you will get a much better end result, okay?
So you're blind baking these now?
No, don't need to, because they're really small.
Okay.
And because you've got the pastry mix going in, it's not a wet filling.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like it's
Yeah.
just fruit soaked. Okay. So I have got some mince pie filling there. Will you fill those for me? And I will talk a Viennese whirl mixture. Okay. So normally you would do a Viennese biscuit mix in a food processor, but it'd be really noisy for us. So I've decided I'm going to do it by hand. So we're going in, we've got 100 grams of room temperature butter. I've got 50 grams of icing sugar. And then I've got a teaspoon of corn flour and 100 grams of plain flour.
Are we using all this filling paint?
Yeah.
Because we do like a filling.
Yes, well, I heard that. I took it on board.
There is an insult to a pie if you don't fill it, is what I'm saying.
Well, you've got to get the ratio right as well, haven't you?
Yeah, but you don't want too much pastry in
So
it.
I've got a little bit of vanilla extract as well. Okay. And then what I'm going to do to begin with is I'm going to get my fingers in. I'm just going to work the butter into the mixture. But I promise you, chuck it in a food processor. It's much better, or a mixer, and do it that way because you will get a much better result, okay? So, can you fish me out some blueberries and pop them into there? So there's dessert spoons and things like that under there, because we're going to finish the top with blueberries. Now, if you don't want the gin and blueberries together, just put fresh blueberries on the top, okay? You don't have to, doesn't have to have the gin, but some of us quite like the gin, don't we?
How many do you want in there? Because Emily's glaring at me now. Oh.
So, once the Viennese comes together, like so, we can then transfer it to a piping bag. How's your piping skills, Kerry?
I did a wedding once.
Did you?
Oh.
I've got
Wasted.
a little bit of mix left there from before.
Do you want all of these?
No, that's fine.
Oh,
That's fine. Because we're going to put some back. Whatever we don't use, we'll put back and we'll continue to use. So if you don't use them all, you can chuck them into a nice blueberry and apple crumble.
that would do.
That would work, wouldn't it? I know somebody who likes crumbles. Okay, so I've got my Viennese mixture in here. It's really important that it's room temperature. Try and get it soft. So run it through your hands. Don't put it in the fridge or it will never, ever pipe. We know that, don't we, Emily? So when you're gonna, what I want to do is I want to leave a gap in the middle for the blueberries. So I'm gonna do one. And then we're going to score Kerry. So pipe round the outside.
Why do I come here? You're going red there. Is that tough, Pete? Is
It is,
red
there we go. So you've got to go round the outsides. And then,
I haven't piped ever in my life.
well,
That's
now
really unfair.
you're never going to say that again now.
I might.
So when you're piping, always push from the top. So you push from there.
Yeah.
Push from the top, yeah, and keep a constant flow. And you want to just go round the outside. Good luck. You'll be fine.
Round the outside.
What could possibly go wrong?
I could probably do it better than you.
Well, yeah.
Hey, that's not bad.
That's not bad at all. Not bad. Let's see if it's a one-off.
Got to get it into the
You need
edge.
to angle it that way,
I
'cause
know.
you're piping into your
I know.
mixture. So you need to go that way.
Why that way though?
No.
Wait a minute.
That way.
Oh, that way. Right. Okay.
Yeah,
I
go
get
that
you.
way.
Okay.
Gotcha. You see? Keep going.
Oh, it's good. It's good. It's good. There you go. Teamwork. Oh, that's messed.
Oh.
We'll say that was Pete.
Not bad. Not bad.
Can you pipe, Emily?
Probably a bit more than you do.
Right. So blueberries on the top.
You'll never notice once it's cooked.
And that's it. Okay. So.
Music is what we like. It looks homemade.
Tastes blooming amazing. Right, we're going to bake these in the oven, 170 degrees. They're going to take about 25 to 30 minutes. This size, if you're making the small mince pies, it's probably going to be 15 to 20 minutes till they're golden and crisp. Now, you're very lucky, because I have some here ready.
I know.
Ready-made for you. Look, there we go. Lovely. And we have our eggnog tart. But we haven't quite finished this yet, okay? So, this one we made earlier today. And then move the mince pies onto the chopping board. Yes, boss. Okay, right, let's get a little bit of sugar. And then we're just going to brulee this, all right? Just to give a bit more texture. But I want some more nutmeg on it first. If you're going to put an extra layer of nutmeg, put it on first, then put the sugar on, and then when we caramelise the sugar, it doesn't burn the nutmeg. But can I just get in here first? Blowtorch, blowtorch. There we go. Right. Time for the blowtorch. So, nutmeg first, please.
Do I have to dip this? Oh,
Oh, so close. Here's another one.
do I have to dip it in custard first?
That'll teach you. Okay. This gives just that reinforced flavour of nutmeg, just because it's got cooked through, and now we just get that nice, fresh, final touch. Okay?
Smells amazing.
Sugar on the top there. Are you blowtorching?
Light her up.
All right, just in the centre, because you don't want to burn the pastry. All right, there we go. And that's where we get that nice kind of creme brulee style top to it. So you get crisp pastry, you get rich egg in the middle, and then you get that caramelized top as well. It's it's the perfect combination. We've got a few little drips of gin there from the blueberries. Well, waste not, want not, that's what I say. It's good.
All right.
Yeah. You ready to try it?
Well, no, I'll give it a miss.
Let me get a knife. Right, this is the good bit. We get to try. What are you going for first? Eggnog tart or mince pie?
I'm going for mince pie first.
Right, okay.
I do like a mince pie, I must say.
What makes the perfect mince pie, though?
Well, I was going to say the filling, but then it's the pastry. And specifically on this pastry, because I made it. So this is like professional.
Right, yeah. Go for it. See what you think. We've actually made a very simple, clean short crust pastry for this one. So it is very much about the filling, and then obviously the topping we've done with Viennese rather than pastry, just to get it a bit richer, I think.
That's a really nice, it's like a balanced pie.
Yeah.
There's nothing worse than just a pastry pie.
It's a
and that
chef's
is-
mince pie, you see. I think the blueberries make it. I really do. I think they make a good addition to a mince pie.
I'm waiting for a slice of
Here, oh, I'm sorry. Keep the camera lady happy.
absolutely.
Right, there you go.
It'll absorb some of that gin you've had.
There'll be no editing and nothing now because she's busy eating. Right, let's try this then. So,
Just a small piece for me, Pete.
if only I thought you meant that.
We saw the portion sizes of the potatoes, you know. I'm not forgiving you for that.
I know, I heard, yes. Right, there we go. Look at that, that's a good looking tart, that. There you go.
Thank you very much.
Have a try of that. I'll turn that around so you can see what's going on in there. Probably that way, is it, Emily?
Yeah.
There we go.
Oh, that's good.
Like that?
The crunch on the top, really good.
Is that the best bit?
Oh, is there anything else? Just the pastry?
I like that.
It is good, though. And it's low calories, so.
Yeah. Perfect for the new year.
Calories don't
That's delicious. I'm pleased with that.
I'm not going to say anything, I'm just going to eat.
really quiet.
Yeah, so I'm getting ready.
The proof of the pudding
Yeah.
is in the eating.
Can we
Watch
quieten
a
him down?
professional.
Okay, so that was dessert and mince pies. Now, as I said before, if you want the recipes, please scan the QR code along the bottom or go to masterclass.co. That is where we post all our recipes. We have covered in episode 1, 2 and 3 everything but the turkey. So hopefully you all have an amazing Christmas and a wonderful new year, and I will see you in 2022.